Okay. All right. We are live. Sorry about that, Gabriella. Good evening, everyone. Dave Wilson, the Ring of Hire Show. Hey, listen, tonight, I love doing this show. I love having somebody on here, helping them, getting them back to work and try to find that new career, right? All right, Gabriella. She's all the way in what is that? Let me get it right now. Greater New Orleans. How's that?
Yes.
All right. Everybody knows this. We're going to be right back after this video. You got to love that video.
I do. That's very nice.
That thing drives me crazy. Even we got Roslow. Hey, Ros, she says great intro, and then James loves that one. You know, I tell everybody, hey, that's the great Fever app I tell you about that I go on there. It's Fever, and they do a lot of great work, and I think they're all starving artists from all overseas and everything like that. Boy, this was a rough start tonight on this show. Jesus. I was going crazy. I mean, some of the stuff on LinkedIn with all this stuff, because it's being streamlined to the different platforms, I go crazy because you're like, all right, what just happened? So tonight, everybody, this is the best part of the show that I love. I love bringing somebody on and introducing them and helping them find that new career. And when I reached out to Gabriella, she didn't even think. I don't know. You didn't even think like 10 seconds. You said, yes, I'll be there.
I didn't know. I saw your message and I was like, oh, wow, this sounds super cool. I would love to do this.
Love it.
So I'm not a very shy person. I like to talk. So it's.
No, you could tell that very easily. Joseph says, okay, this into has me ready to hit the streets and fight crime. Thanks, Joseph. I love it. And Joel says, all right, good evening, LinkedIn. Joel, we'll see you on Sunday. We got the show with Andre Young. So, all right. I am going to leave this up to you. I got a lot of great questions for you, Gabriella. I know you're from the greater New Orleans region. And tell me about yourself. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and what you're looking for.
So I have been in the marketing industry for 12 years. It started out as being an administrative assistant, kind of making sure emails weren't overlooked. Eventually, they trained me on, putting together custom audiences for our clientele.
Right.
From there, I kind of went into handling some of the accounts. And then it just kind of grew. Now I handle between 20 and 30 accounts at a time.
Love it.
Sometimes that's weekly. When we were real busy, it was always weekly. I had 20 or 30 client accounts that I was managing their marketing assets for at a time.
Right.
So now, after post-COVID, it's a little different now. But I still handle anywhere from 5 to 10 client accounts on a weekly basis. The majority of our clients do monthly marketing campaigns, a lot of direct mail, some Facebook, email campaigns. So I do a lot of stuff. I've worked in a lot of industries. The majority of my experience is in automotive direct mail, automotive Facebook, automotive email. But I do have, I have experience in a lot of other industries, attorneys, body pillows.
What kind of job titles then, Gabriella? What do you look, if you could say a couple of the job titles that you're looking?
So I would really love to be in a client-facing position. I love talking to people. I love building relationships with people. I'm very passionate about, having really deep and personal relationships with the people that I manage their accounts for.
Nice.
I do have a lot of experience in marketing strategy as well. So, marketing manager, email manager, client relations, customer success account manager. I can kind of do it all.
Do it all.
I've done it all. I do it all. So I'm not afraid to learn new things or to get my hands dirty, or to kind of be thrown into the fire. So
I love it. Grouper says, hello. Hey, Grouper.
hello.
I got to reach out to you. Remember, you got, what is it? Jason wants you to come on the show, Grouper. So we're going to get you on there. We're going to have a great time and I'll reach out to you. And feel free, anybody out there, feel free. Joel, I know you got one or two questions that you can ask Gabriella here, but I did want to, before we go further, I love what you did on LinkedIn. If everybody goes to and check out Gabriella, you made a pink banner and a pink background. And then you said that you would do it for the first 15 people. Well, before then, I was like, holy crow, man, you said it was all filled.
Yeah, it was really quick. I've done it for people before then, but I think people are afraid to ask.
Right.
They're afraid to reach out.
I love
Um,
it.
I'm very friendly. I don't mind helping. I had a couple of people offer to like send me, like a coffee, money for coffee on Venmo, and I'm like, no, like I'm not doing this for anything. I'm not doing it to make money. I'm not doing this for, accolades. I'm literally just doing it
Right.
because I want to help people. The market is insane right now. People
And
are
that
really
stands out. The pink, I'm like, is it breast cancer? Because I thought breast cancer,
it,
and it
um,
wasn't.
it was not, no. Although a couple of people who did adopt that banner did so because they're breast cancer survivors, and they felt like it was, a representation of them and what they've been through. So, I shared it freely and without
I
hesitation.
love
Anyone
it.
who asked. Um, I kind of got tired of the open to work debates. It was like my entire LinkedIn feed was, is it good? Is it bad? People talking about the ex Google recruiter who said people look desperate. And I was just like, there was a post by Carolyn Christie, and Joseph Jewell and I actually ended up in a
Right.
back and forth with her. And I kind of jokingly was like, let's just make it hot pink. And then it kind of like hit me like, what if I actually make it hot pink?
I'd
Um,
market it. I'd market
so
it now.
I pulled the banner down off of LinkedIn and I put it into Canva and I changed the color and then I put my picture behind it. I changed my open to work to for recruiters only. So the green banner when you're open to everyone didn't show
Right.
up and cover it. And I threw it up and people kind of like a bunch of people changed theirs. Some took creative license with it and changed the wording and everything.
You
And
sold me. You sold me on that.
it was kind of wild. I was like, I had no idea when I did it. I didn't do it to start any kind of movement or to go viral or have everybody
I
talking
love it.
about it or thinking it's cool. I really just did it as kind of like a joke and to break up the monotony of the green banner debates. And it has a lot of people have. I mean, a lot of my connections, because obviously they're connected
Right.
to me, they follow me.
If you charge $10, you charge $10 per person, we could get you a really good pay week.
I know. I don't feel like I can do that though. The people who
No,
are
I know.
using that, and that's why when people offer, I said no, even though I didn't ask for anything.
Right.
A lot of these people haven't been out of work for months. Unemployment's running out, so it's really just like help them grab, get some attention. I've made some ones that are very, fun and not just like the banner different color, but like actual like styles and stuff that are
Right.
totally different with different wording and stuff.
I love it. See,
Yeah,
I get yelled at her, bro. Gurpreet? See, I'm gonna say her name wrong, and she's laughing right now. I know she's. I always say her name wrong, and I'll tell you, I'm gonna get it right for the show. I swear, Grouper. See, I can't even say it; it just won't even come out right. What I liked about Gabriella, your background, and I printed out on LinkedIn here even. When a recruiter is looking at people for jobs, one of the things is you want to look at is work, how long they've been working for a company. It's not job hopping, like there's not a pattern. And with COVID there was a real big mess up. If anybody's looking at that timer in the 2021 all the way through there, that was rough. But you have 12, 13 years with a company, 9 years with another company, and that just shows you what kind of person you are for that.
Yeah, I mean, there were times when I did. I made a header with
Joseph.
the bird on
Oh, you
it.
made a header with my bird on it for Joseph.
Yeah, yeah. He changed it to a techie looking one, like a coding one. But I had made a banner of back the cover photo, and LinkedIn
Right.
with his with his bird
Well,
in
this
it.
is what I like about yourself here. I like how you put this. You got 12 years of experience in direct mail, digital marketing, SaaS, managing client accounts, marketing campaigns, multiple industries. I like how you said you have a unique perspective that benefits my clients' marketing needs because you're looking for them. I like how you increased a client's bookings from 50 to 100%, executed marketing campaigns. It goes on and on and on. You got to love this stuff. I know it.
Uh, you know, um, this was not what I wanted to do with my life. You and I briefly discussed about that. I
Yep.
went to beauty school. I was going to be a hairdresser. That's what I wanted to do. I actually still cut my uncle's hair, and up until my mom passed away, I did her hair for her. She wouldn't let anybody else touch it. I cut it and did highlights and color to it, as often as she wanted me to, which was
Right.
about every 5 weeks.
Love it.
And my uncle has me cut his hair every 3 or 4 weeks, still. So that's what I wanted to do. And that's kind of not the path that my life took me on.
Right.
And I really do love what I do. I think the part of me that wanted to be a hairdresser was the social aspect of it. Because
Right.
you have people in your chair all day, you talk to people, you're meeting new people. There's constantly a stream of people. You're never bored. And that's kind of what this this industry has given me. It's given me that social aspect. I
Right.
have a ton of clients that I talk to on a regular basis that I've become closer than clients. It's more than a professional relationship.
Right.
um, they're my friends. I care about them deeply on a
Love it.
personal level and a professional level. I want them to succeed, but I also care about their well-being. Um, and then the creative aspect, which is part of being a hairdresser too. It's I'm not really, I don't design. I mean, I am designing things, the
Right.
banners, but like
Love
I
it.
I don't do like graphic design. I don't make the design aspects for my campaigns, but I collaborate with the internal teams to come up with the design ideas, to give my perspective, to come up with the copy. So those are all things that I do for my clients, which I kind of all come from doing hair too. You kind of, your client comes in your chair, they tell you what they want, or they tell you kind of what they're looking for, and you kind of like take your creative license, and you
Right.
do kind of the same thing for them. You make them pretty, you make them feel beautiful. And I do that. I help do that with my clients, but just for marketing campaigns. I make their marketing campaigns feel beautiful.
Well, when I look here, I got to tell you, when I saw your one section here, I like, for keywords, what you've done. And the reason I'm going to go over these would make a great hashtag for every job. So this is what you are. You have your A/B testing, account management, advertising campaign, analytical, B2C marketing, campaign management, communication, customer reporting, Facebook marketing, data analysis, data driven, marketing strategy, paid advertising, problem solver, relationship building, social media marketing, client relationships, KPIs, very important, strategic marketing, customer acquisition, CPA, Instagram, LTV, creative marketing. Whew. And see, that's what I'm
um,
talking about. That is a girl that knows what she's talking about.
Um, I think that a lot of people look at my resume, and I'm a generalist.
Right.
So I don't have a specific, well, I mean, I guess automotive would be my niche, if you're being technical, but if you're looking at my resume, I'm a generalist. I don't have like a specific niche, especially in this market where it's like
Right.
MarTech or FinTech, or, a lot of different of those kind of, aspects. And I have been applying to a lot of advertising agencies as well. But I do think that like right now in this market, people who are generalists are being overlooked, which
Yeah,
is
they
kind of
are.
a
You're
shame.
right. I agree with you right there. I do really
But
do.
but you know what the generalist can bring that someone who is only knows that niche can, is that I've seen marketing campaigns for dozens of industries. I've seen what works for dozens of industries, and that does help me bring a fresh perspective
Right.
um, to to a business, to their client accounts. To I may not have that specific knowledge of that specific niche, but I do have knowledge of a lot of other things.
That's what I like about what you're here because when I look at all this and I look at your work record, I can see how you've learned all that. Roslow, she says she sounds like a great candidate for a great company, going fever for great design ideas. And then Roz said she should do LinkedIn Learning. I sign up for classes. You must know Shelly here. Gabriella's a rock star. You must know Shelly, I'm sure. We got
We
Mike, my brother. He's in Florida. Look at that. Short thank you on Facebook. Short thank you both for your experiences. And sounds like a great business development candidate for any business. See, right there it says, Roz, that's perfect. That's where I'm saying, how do you take all your training and all these things that you've learned, and how do you try to get them in front of a client within a 30-minute interview? Like, how do you sell yourself for that?
I know. I fit a lot on my resume. I actually went with Janai. He is amazing,
Right.
and I watched his course for I paid for his course, and then I did I did an additional resume rewrite with him where he sat with me and went over my experience and helped me put that to paper. So my resume does highlight a lot of the things that I'm experienced in, but I still don't think it tells the whole story. It's very hard to put 12 years. I mean, I know that I only had 2 jobs in that time, but it's very hard to be able to write out all of your experience to really get across who you are. So I really tried to do that in my LinkedIn. I feel like my summary is a lot longer than some people's. I am at the max characters for this for the about section in LinkedIn. I have like 3 more characters left.
3 more. That's it. No,
I couldn't write anything else. So I have used like the max characters for that. I have tried to make a couple of posts. I don't really like talk. It's hard to talk about myself. I know I am right now. But it's hard to put to paper like what you do in a way that can be easily digested, especially when you have a lot of experience and you've dealt with a lot of different clients and a lot of industries. So I mean, I feel like I've done as good as best as I can to put it all to LinkedIn and to my CV and my cover letter.
Your posts are great. Jason says, now Jason's a co-host. He'll be on tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Jason's great. This is a great connection for you also. Heard there's a party going on here tonight. All right, sir. Well, you better be ready to go on tomorrow night. He's a great person to catch up with, in the human resources area. But that's what I like. When you just said, this is what I like about video. When I told you it would be a conversation. And when I do interviews myself, I even like to do it that way. I don't like to, I have some questions for you, but I don't like to just read questions in an interview and just get those short answers. I think if you show yourself, like I like how you did this, I like how you did on your page where you put your picture. You don't even really, you put on there that you're looking for work, but you're doing a creative thing too on your post. I like how you do that. I catch it. I'm like, oh, I like how she does that, but it's not all about you. It's not all about you.
No, very much of my life is not about me.
No, that's what I like about what you've done on your post. I think it's great.
I'm pipe dreams and whatnot. But I've always said, like, if I ever win the lottery and I have the money, it's all going to go to philanthropic. I'm going to start my own charity. I'm going to do all this like that. That's my dream, is to have my own charity where I can, fund, help people who are in need. There's so many, I don't know. I could go on and on about the things that I want to do. But that, one of the things that I did prior to getting pregnant for my daughter is I fostered for a dog rescue group. And I did not just foster. I fostered over 200 dogs and puppies in a span. Gracie, no.
Did you just plan that? Did you plan that? You just...
I fostered over 200 dogs and puppies in a year span while also holding a leadership position at the rescue. I created a new system for organizing medical records. I placed fosters. I did home checks. I set up adoption events. I did fundraising. I managed their Facebook account. And that was all on top of my job and being a single mom. So
love it. And then Gilbert here, yes, it's hard to put everything on your resume. That's why you have to customize it. And to that point right there, I know I'm going to be doing a show on resume building too. Is, for someone like yourself, you have a lot in there, and I think, like you said, to try to pinpoint one thing, wow, that's kind of hard. And then she also put on there on LinkedIn, it's a great extension to be able to talk about everything you have done. And I believe that employers do check you out. I do. I mean, I go right there and see what the person. That's how I learned about you, and I could do a whole show on you, because you learn about what your posts are. You can learn about the person. I got to give you a compliment here. Joel says, "Love the Christmas tree." All right, you know, and maybe Sharon here. Sharon, do you know Sharon?
I don't know
Oh,
Sharon.
all right. Well, hi, Sharon.
Yeah.
She says she is the
Hi.
Jackie of all trades.
I like that, the Jackie.
Yeah, I know, right? And then we got one more here. Grouper says, my suggestion is to writing your story in about section, which I don't see. Everything I've been talking today, where you have been sharing your story, pink banner, I don't see that on your LinkedIn about section. Does it say that on there? Or?
I don't have anything about the pink banner in my about section.
Now you do.
I can. I mean, I can definitely go edit it and put that kind of stuff in there. It's I didn't really use LinkedIn. So when in the beginning of October, I had been applying for jobs for a couple of months. I got a little traction. I was really applying to like local companies mostly, for hybrid roles.
Right. Joel put on there, I was thinking that maybe doing a video resume encompassing that you do and how you work, like a campaign slogan. All right, look at Joel. He's getting creative with a ship over there. No clue what that is, but that's just Joel. But no, I mean, these are great ideas.
So I've had my LinkedIn for years. I didn't really use it though. Again, I've been in the same job forever.
Right.
So I really wasn't. I guess I didn't utilize it because I didn't really have to. Which is a bad excuse. I should have been using it anyway. So if you don't utilize your LinkedIn, make sure you're utilizing it, even if you don't need work.
I tell people that all the time.
Don't wait to do it until you have to find a job, or until you want to find another job. So in the beginning of October, after like 3 months of applying for jobs, getting a little bit of traction from local companies, but not a ton, I started to try to really like dive in and develop my LinkedIn and my personal brand.
Right.
I had no idea what my personal brand was going to be, and it seems that it is the pink banner.
I know, right? That's what the whole show will be about, your pink banner.
My pink banner. But I started out in the beginning of October with 106 connections.
Right.
I now have over 1,300.
See?
I had the same amount of connections as followers, so I had 106 followers, and now I have over 2,600 followers. I don't remember the exact number. And
you meet a lot of great people, a lot, like everybody on this show tonight. I know them all, and it's just nice to know people. It's for to get around, and you're getting to know people. You're you're putting yourself out there, like your brand. That's what, like you said, your branding.
Yeah, I really just had no idea where to start, and I'm like, you know what? Let me kind of like dive in here, and I started kind of watching some of the top voices, the creators, the people who had a lot of followers. And not that I wasn't really trying to gain followers. That was not my goal. My goal was to optimize my LinkedIn and use it to make connections to find a job. That's what my goal was. I feel like it's kind of more from there. I'm not really looking to be a creator, like to make money off of being a creator on LinkedIn. But I do want to continue to grow my followers, my connections. I want to continue to post and help people. Cause I feel like a lot of my posts, and this is from private messages from people. I've gotten dozens of them. Your post inspired me. It gave me hope again. It lit a fire inside of me to keep going. Those are like exact quotes from people who have messaged me since some of the posts that I've made. And, that's not really what I was coming on LinkedIn for, but I do love helping. I love that I help people. So
what area are you looking again in New Orleans region? What areas? And I wanted to ask you also about the job titles once more. And then I wanted to ask you, like, are you open for remote work? Are you looking for, hybrid? Are you looking in the office?
So I don't.
Let's see. Mike says, does it, let's see, does it hurt people when they put on resumes about their relationship with Jesus as well as their qualifications for the job? I say no. I think if that's your person, if that's you, I think you would probably agree with that. I mean, it's it's what you are or what you do and your beliefs and everything like that. I don't think it's bad to do something like that. Me personally.
I mean, I don't. I don't know if that was to me or to you. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that it what you put in your resume is going to determine who is attracted to you as an
Right.
employee. So if you are applying to if your goal is to be in some kind of ministry or religious based
Yeah.
company, then probably putting it in there is going to help you because they want to
Oh
make
yeah.
sure they're bringing people in who have the same beliefs as them. So I think that maybe it could probably hurt in some cases, but do you want to work for a company where it's going to hurt you anyway? So
Yeah, and I knew I that's why I always listen both sides. You go back and forth because then I'm like, that's true and that's true. But going for a company that you're working for that, yeah, I get it. Because it just makes total sense. But in general, sometimes that could, it just there's some things on LinkedIn like I was talking to Kenny tonight about you just can't talk about. There's different subjects. I wish we could, but you can't because it just causes issues and before you know it, you know what I'm saying, it just rolls
yeah,
down, and you get
yep.
into that point. But we were talking about what area. That one threw me up there. What area and the job titles and office hybrid.
So the New Orleans metro area, which encompasses I don't know how many miles, like a certain like radius around New Orleans. It's New Orleans and then Metairie, Kenner, Algiers, Westwego, Avondale. It's like the West Bank, the East Bank, which is people who are from here will know what that means.
What that means.
They're listening to this, they'll
Well, I
understand.
told Gabriella before the show, I was like, when I got on here, I was expecting NCIS of New Orleans. I was looking for that accent, but you don't have it.
I don't know. And I was telling David that most people who live here
Yep.
do not have a Cajun accent,
Yep.
which is I like it. It's a very nice accent, but the majority of people here do not have one, at least in the
Yep.
city. When you go outside of the city, it is a little bit more prevalent, but
Right.
inside the city. But I'm looking for hybrid. I'm open to hybrid roles here, or remote where I can work. Obviously I'm in the US. I can't relocate from New Orleans. I have two young
Right.
kids. So I cannot relocate. So either the New Orleans, metro area, which people who are from here will know what that means. If they're hiring for this area, they'll probably know what that means
They're
too.
gonna know that. This person here, I think it's Allison S. It doesn't say her name there, but it's Allison S. Sometimes on LinkedIn it doesn't show the names. Allison S says, "Let's face it, there's unconscious bias in the world." Yes, exactly.
There is absolutely.
And I did a show on that once. Here I go changing the subject a little bit, but once I realized that I think everybody has it, I didn't realize I do have some of it in some things, and when I did a show, I was like, wow, I do have some unconscious bias things, but I think it's just normal. You know,
I mean,
that's
you can train yourself to change your unconscious
yep,
biases if you stop and pay attention.
yep.
So
No, that's true. What are you looking for in a company? That's what I want to ask you is what are you looking for in a company? What is your goal? What do you want, in a company, like even from work-life balance and all that?
um, I've never subscribed to a 40-hour work week. My whole 12 years plus the 9 have never been on a set like 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 5 or whatever the standard hours are. I work for my clients when my clients need me. So if a client calls
Say
me,
that again. Whoa, stop it. There we go. I love it. Drop the mic on that one.
if my clients need me at 7 a.m., I'm picking up the phone. I'm doing what I can for them.
See, love
Um,
it.
if my clients contact me at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night with an emergency, I'm answering my phone for them. So
Yep.
I do put my phone on do not disturb though, but I do check it regularly until I fall asleep. So my
Same
clients,
here.
one thing that my clients have all like, it's a resounding, and consistent thing that they all say is that you're always available. And I
Right.
do try to make myself always available. And because of that, I do want flexibility in the job that I have. So if I'm going to work for your clients, because the reality is clients don't just need you between the hours of 9 and 5.
You know what? You're just dropped the mic again. I mean, we should just do it. I mean, I'm listening to you. I'm like, wow, you don't hear that many people. But that is so true, though, because I like how you're about ready to go down what you're going to say here, and I'm going to let you say it. But it's so true.
So I mean, but like, there are times when some kind of emergency, they see something in their ad that they didn't want in there. There's an issue with the results tracking systems not doing what it's supposed to.
Right.
The job's supposed to launch in the morning, and they remember they wanted to add something to the copy, or they wanted to adjust the graphics. And so guess what? Sometimes you have to be available for your clients, and I always am. But because I do that, it affords me the ability to be there for my children. So if they have a school event, if they have a doctor's appointment, if I have to bring them to dance, I can sit in my car and work from my car while, my daughter's at dance. I can, be there for all of their school programs, their award ceremonies, my son's school does morning with Mustangs, where a special person, doesn't have to be a parent or a grandparent, can come and have donuts and coffee with the kids, and they have donuts and milk, and so that happens in the morning, and sometimes it interferes with being to work at 9 a.m. or 8:30 or whatever the time is. But I make sure anything that
that piece you just said is gold. Yeah, I know, and she's right, because that's what I was like. Wait, I don't usually get people that say that. You're the first one I think that's ever said that, and that's good for you. I mean, this is what I hear in an interview, because exactly, listen, you're not working for me, and I'm not working for you, but I feel I've learned a lot about you by it's those words that you're saying, that you're not just making it up when you're saying it. I can just tell that. And she's right. That is just gold,
So, but that is something that I'm looking for. So a job that, I'm working for, I will work 40 hours a week. I will work for you more than 40 hours a week. I will be there. I will be there for my clients whenever they need me to be there. But I do, in return, want to work for someone that allows me to be there be there, have work-life balance, be there for my kids when I need to be. My work will get done. I don't log off for the day unless my work is done. So if that means I have to work until 6, 7 to make sure all my tasks for the day are complete, I'll work until 6 or 7 o'clock at night. But so that I do want somewhere that I have the room for growth, and they have a good training.
You talked about that. You really want to learn. I've noticed on one of your posts, you're like, all right, what's certificate next? I mean, you just constantly, like, even on LinkedIn Learning. Listen, I love LinkedIn Learning. You can learn some of those videos, and hey, I got a certificate right there. I just watched like 6 videos. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Every little thing that you can do is just it just helps.
So I'm actually going through Google right now, because Google's courses are free right now for their certifications. So if you have a Google account, it's
here's Joel. He's going to throw one out on you.
Let me finish. Let me finish this, and I will give a story about that. So right now I'm going through all the Google certifications because they're free. So if it pertains to my industry, I'm doing the courses. I do it at night for a little while after the kids are in bed. I sit with my laptop and go through, watch the videos, take the little quizzes. And then when I've done 2, I've done the Google Analytics. I did the full one, and then I did a section of Google Ads. So, I'm also working through Salesforce right now, Marketing Cloud. So I don't know if I get an actual certification for that, but I am going through like the Salesforce skill. They have like Salesforce has like its own like trailhead school, something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm going through that on Salesforce right now. All of my skills are self-taught. I did 2 semesters at a community college when I was like 19 for marketing and advertising, but that's the extent of my educational background in advertising. Everything else that I know is self-taught, pretty much. So I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to work for a company that helps its people, move up in their corporation. I don't want to stay stagnant in
Yeah.
where I
That's
am.
that's true when you say it like that. It's hard because some people, you get trapped and it's just it becomes a routine. I love my job. I love just thinking what I'm going to do that day. I mean, that's just me. I love staffing, and that's why I love doing this. I mean, this is just I learn from listening to people like yourself. I learn from everybody on here, and it's priceless. It's free.
Yeah. So I mean, I listen to the podcast that creators do, especially in my field. I read their articles. I have like 1,000 newsletters that I get from LinkedIn from the creators that are in
Love it.
my field that I want to learn from. So I mean, I read those when I have time. Okay, so Joel, I'll answer your question now.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
We had a client who had a dental. Well, we worked with a lot of like reseller accounts. So I worked directly with businesses, but I also worked with people who had their own agencies who used us for their marketing, who didn't have their own software for tracking, and didn't have a relationship with a printer, and didn't have the means to set up Facebook accounts. So we had reseller accounts who came through
Right.
the agencies that I worked for. And this one client, we only did one customer of his, and it was an eye doctor. And he did the ad. We told him, we don't think this isn't going to work. There's not enough incentive for people to
Right.
respond to what you're doing. He insisted anyway. We did it. He was mad. Didn't work. um, we did it again. We said, okay, like, let's change it again. He didn't want to change it again.
Right.
He wanted to go back with the same exact thing, and then got mad again that it didn't work after we told him that it wasn't going to work. I think we did this. And then, data is a tricky thing. Even if you run
Yeah.
it through the end, like their process to make sure the data is clean, to make sure it's accurate, to make sure the addresses are updated. And it doesn't matter how often you're doing that. Sometimes the data sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's just one of those things that
Right.
you get return mail. People either decline and put it back and say that it's not for them. There's a myriad of reasons why you get return mail. And then they got a bunch of return mail, and we told them, he basically told us that it was our data that was getting the return. I'm like, we didn't supply any data for you. You supplied the data you wanted us to
Right.
target. So we recommended, purchasing data for his target audience. And he insisted that it was not his data that was the problem.
Right.
And wanted to use his data again. We re-NCOA'd it to make sure that it had updated addresses, and sent it back out. And he got return mail again, and so it was like he didn't want to change anything, but then got angry. So that's just, sometimes that happens. Clients don't want to pivot. They don't want to change. They're
Right.
stuck in their ways, and no matter you do what you want them to do, and it doesn't make them happy when you did what they wanted them to do. So
It's kind of like a boss sometimes, because when you're saying that, I'm thinking, wow, I've had so many people in meetings. Dave, listen before you talk. Listen before you talk. I'm like, okay, I got you. Because you got to listen to new ideas. If you're not open to new ideas, that just it can change everything about you. You got to take that. Like I say it all the time. If somebody a lot younger than me is saying this, like I DJ for 30 years, I'll go with those 25-year-olds that are DJing because they know everything about a computer and I don't. But I got to take their advice. You have to.
Yeah, so it was just one of those situations where the client was determined that he was right and didn't want to listen. And even though we were doing what he wanted us to do, he still got mad that it wasn't having the results that he wanted. So, and then sometimes you just get clients like that, and sometimes it's better to fire those clients.
Yeah, right.
You don't ever want to turn down business, but if you're not making the client happy, and and they're
it's
not,
okay to break up. I call it break up. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's okay to end a business relationship. The money's not. It's not all about the money. If you're not making the client happy, and you think that maybe they'll be able to find someone else who will make them happy, then it's better just to end the relationship, and let them go their own way and you go theirs, and wish them luck. And so that's kind of what we did. But
Right.
I mean, so
That's awesome like that. Gerper says the story, and you're right. It's like what you're saying now. You're telling a story, and that's what's great. I have a couple other people here. Oh, Mike, I apologize for our last question. It's been since 1996 since I've worked in the workforce, back when kids pledged to flag in schools and all men were men. Mike, I gotta love it, but you don't have to apologize for that question. There's nothing wrong with that. Sharon here says staffing is crazy. I love it too. It's a love and hate relationship sometimes, and I feel like a battered wife, but I always come back for it. Just to comment when you said you love staffing. See, that's so true, Karen. I mean, Sharon, I love helping people, and it's just part of what you do. I had a question for you. This is one of my favorite questions. Is if I had all your friends sitting over here right now, right, and you're there, and I turn this off, what would they say about you? What would your friends and family say about you? What kind of person you are? Anything?
Um, that's a really hard, I mean, I know what they would say, but I don't know if I should repeat some of the stuff that they would say.
I love it. I love it.
So my core group of friends, we have been
Right.
friends for over 20 years. I've
Right.
known them since I was 12. I'm now 35. So they are much more like family to me
Right.
than they are friends. We've been through everything. You know, they've been there when we've had kids. When my mom died, my friend just a year ago or 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, my friend, we celebrated my friend going into remission from T cell, cars T cell.
Right.
It's a T cell cancer. So we've been through a lot together. They would say that I'm the mom of the group.
Love
I'm
it.
always very worried about them. We do live in New Orleans. We have been going out longer than we're supposed to.
That's all
Um,
right. That's all right.
but we, you know, we still like to go out and have fun. We're all moms now, so when we have a break from our children, we like to go out, have a couple of drinks, hang out together, spend time together, catch up without the kids
Right.
there. Um, so, and they will tell you that I'm very like I'm a little nervous. I like to go out and have fun. I'm very sociable, but I do kind of get nervous about stuff. And they're like, Gabriella, just shut up. Like we're having fun. Like be quiet. I'm like, no, like I can't. Like so. So they would say that I'm definitely the mom of the group. I am the most talkative.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
um,
You did great tonight.
so I have a lot to say. Um, and they would probably say, just how it's hard to like say what other people would say about you because but I mean I think they would say that I'm a very loving and caring person. I'm a beautiful, they've told me this, I'm a beautiful person inside and out.
See?
They're so proud of me. They know that I'm gonna, because they know that I'm looking for other work now and all the stuff that I've put in to try to find something else. And my friends have been supportive, and so through my journey of this, and so it's just but it's hard to kind of put into words what someone means to you when they've been in your life that long. So
Love it.
um,
And this is why I love doing the show for this, because I have about two more questions here for you. Is learning from you tonight what kind of person you are. You got very personable like that. You talked about your work, you talked about your experience, where you're looking for. You know, you passed me to the second interview. So how's that? I'm going to move you up to the second interview. So I'm going to call them now. I'm going to say, hey, move her up. But this is your time, Gabriella. I want to talk again about what area you're looking for, the job titles that you're specifically looking for, and what you've done. And we'll end it up at that. Oh, well, here, got to see what Jason says. Gabriella, you are confident and composed. Two great attributes.
I
See?
don't feel like I'm confident in composing interviews though.
No. Well, listen, if Jason says that, trust me, Jason's got a lot of experience. He knows what he's talking about there. So, but this is your time to say what area, what you're looking for, and then we'll end the show.
So I really think that I could, bring in, I'm trying to figure out how to word this the right way. I really feel like I could be an asset to a company in an account management role,
Okay.
in a client facing role, with collaboration with marketing and design. I do have a marketing background. I do a lot of marketing strategy now. So, I mean, I am also looking for, marketing strategist, marketing manager. I do have a small team of people that I lead. Not so much. I have trained other account managers
Right.
who work for the companies that I work for. I'm not a direct report for any of them, but I do have a small team of people in the data department that
Love it.
I do have I am their direct report. I train them. I oversee their processes, make sure that they're doing, if they need anything, they come to me.
Okay.
So I am comfortable in a leadership role. I know a lot of companies, when they bring you in like a senior account manager, they want
Right.
you to have experience managing an actual team of account managers. But I am comfortable like stepping into that role.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you're at that point. You're ready to develop.
Yeah. So I mean, why I don't have a team of people who direct report to me that are account managers. I mean, I think that that's something that I can easily step into and learn, as long as I have
Good.
someone who's my direct report who can help guide me a little bit.
Right.
Um, so account managers, client relations, customer success, those are all things that
Okay.
I'm very comfortable doing. I do it anyway. It's not my actual title. I don't really have an actual title.
I love it. Yeah, right. I
I mean,
know.
I made up some titles like smart, because you have to have them on your resume and
Uh,
stuff. But
I love it.
I don't have like an actual title.
I
Um,
love it. Allison says,
so
"Have to put my kids to bed. See you next time." Thanks, Allison.
so I don't have like an actual title.
Right.
I've worn so many hats. It's really hard to put an actual title on what I do. But I am very comfortable stepping into a lot of roles. I learn things very quickly. So if my experience if my experience matches, but I don't have that exact title, I don't have a problem stepping into a title that's not something that I've held before, since I really
Okay.
haven't held a title before. So, but really account management, client facing roles,
Okay.
or also like marketing strategy kind of roles, are both things that I'm looking for and that I've been applying for.
Good.
Um, so the majority of traction I'm getting on my resumes is from account management positions,
Good.
because I have such a strong background
I
in
think
account
you're on
management.
your way. You're on your way to it easy. I mean, anybody out there, an employer is going to snatch you up real quick. They're gonna. I mean,
Oh,
after they watch this video of you, where you're talking about all your jobs, they're just going to snatch you right up. By next week, you're working. That's it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so account manager, marketing manager, marketing strategist. Those are kind of the top ones, and then client relations and customer success. I think a lot of my skills could transfer into
Okay.
those positions as well. Someone had mentioned like business development, which I guess maybe like a associate or lower level business. I
Right.
haven't really done like business development before. But all of my skills, everything that I've learned, is all self-taught. I really didn't have any managers that I reported to, that were
Good.
teaching me things, that were guiding me. So I kind of was thrown into the fire, so to say, and um, kind of figured it all out on my own. So
Right. No, you. I think you're going to do good, and I want to thank you to. Oh, Joel, tell her to join local Toastmaster club. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not actually.
Oh, I tell you what, and we did a show on that, and just Google that afterwards. You're gonna love it. It's a really great organization, and we talked about it one time. But it helps you with your speaking. It helps you everything, and that's another show. Joel, thank you. You had to throw that in there, but no, it's if you do get a chance to look at that, you're gonna really like it. But I want to thank you for tonight. Seriously, I think this was great. A lot of people came on tonight and talked, and that's what it's about. It's about networking and helping you get back to work. So, but thank you. And then I'm going to play this video again, and then we're going to talk. But if anybody, please reach out to Gabriella. I'm sure you'll get a couple messages afterwards. That's what we're hoping. This is the week, so we'll put some pressure on there. So, all right, young lady. So we will see you again, everybody. And well, I'll be on tomorrow night, everybody. Then I'm also on Sunday night. So we'll see you later on. Take care. There we go.